Back, Casey Campbell with Great Lakes Post. We are pleased to be joined by Carson Hocevar, the driver of the number 42 Chevrolet for Nice Motorsports in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. How's it going, man?
I'm good, Casey. How are you?
I'm good, man. So what have you been up to these past few weeks?
Nothing really. Just been overthinking Martinsville last couple weeks and the late model race at Winchester, and then just trying to train with Josh Wise and trying to work with Phil and Cody Efall and everybody at Nice to get our 42 ready for Martinsville.
Yeah, man. So what's it been like to just, do all this stuff and just, wait around until the next race and stuff?
I mean, it's fun to do all this stuff, right? To be in North Carolina and to work with Josh Wise and have all this data at you. And, before I didn't use any of it. I just got it and drove and didn't really do homework on a race before it. So it's fun to do all this stuff. And then, I think Phil doesn't like this off weeks because he's overthinking and changing the truck 35 times a day. So, I think we're all just ready to get to the race and let what happens happen.
Do you tend to overthink races?
No. I've been really trying not to. At the beginning of the year, I was all focused and working with Josh and, trying to be extra focused. I'd put my phone and everything in a locker and lock it. I do all that. But now I try to do all my homework like Tuesday or Wednesday with Josh. And then I don't even think about it. Like I don't even look at anything. I just, I already got in my head on everything and I just adapt and just drive off instinct. And I try to be as distracted as possible on race day.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that kind of shows, especially last few weeks with, especially with all the hats you've been wearing. I got to ask you, can you, what is that you're wearing right here? Oh, just a Nice hat. Oh, that's okay. All right. Cause I know that you've been, what kind of inspired you to do that?
I mean, it just accidentally happened. Like with the Texas, I wore cowboy boots and, I got gifted them. And the only way I was going to get gifted them was if I wore them at intros at Texas. And I said, I'm not going to wear cowboy boots without a hat. That's just silly. And did that. And then I really loved my Swindell sun hat. And I was just naturally wearing it at Nashville. And it got some attention. And I thought it was funny and it was keeping me, it added something to the race day where I could just poke fun at myself and everybody gets a good laugh about it. So I figured, this kind of be a weekly thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you've came up with some creative. What do you think the best one that you've worn so far since you've been doing that?
I don't know. I think the Waffle House hat is pretty sweet. And then the Vote for Pedro one's was probably one of my favorite.
Yeah. Then the which led into more things. And by the way, speaking of cowboy boots, I mean, you can wear cowboy boots without a hat. Just ask Tyler Ankrum. So, I mean,
yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I got the full get up. I gotta do the full deal if I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, do the full deal. So, yeah, I'm like, so and then the dancing part of it, I'm like, where did that come from?
The Nice PR person, kind of, I posted the gift and they said that I should do it. And one of my crew guys saw it and they were trying to convince me just to do it regardless. And I was like, well, I could farm some Twitter likes about it and see. And I was like, nobody's going to want to see this. No big deal. Throw 500 on there. Probably never see it. And then it got it in 27 minutes. So I was a full panic attack on like how I'm going to achieve to do this, how I'm going to do it right. And like how I was going to set it up in the shop. And then Fox Tech emailed me asking if I could do it on there for the pre-race show. And they wanted to get involved with it. So I was like, absolutely. I could just sit and dance. So you could do all the production work and I don't have to do a thing. And that's basically how it happened.
And of course, Michael Waltrip always was involved with that. I mean, obviously he was on Dancing with the Stars. So what was that like? What did he think of all this? It's like, I mean, always good to see him go out there and do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I brought my girlfriend there and she just laughed at me the whole time. me and Michael were just like, we're gonna embarrass ourselves, but we're gonna have a fun time doing it, and that's just kind of what TV was for. I've like if you saw the blooper reel, because we were there for a few hours, so there was a lot of on camera footage that was never seen that was probably just as embarrassing, if not more.
Yeah, maybe I'll get Kevin to send me all that. So
Yeah.
um overall, I mean, how impressed are you so far with what you were doing? Because I think you've been one of the biggest surprises of this season so far with how you've been doing, especially with Nice equipment and all that. I know Nice didn't have the best year last year, but this year they really came out firing, especially your team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been big. And in my head, my bar is Ross Chastain. I think I should be capable enough to get to where Ross Chastain was in 2019, and where that team should be. I got Phil Gould. I got the same basically crew, same team, a lot of the same trucks. It's just about capitalizing on not being able to upgrade our stuff every week. We're building new trucks now, and we'll build new trucks next year. But a lot of our trucks, we'd see something in the Toyotas or the Fords or even GMS trucks would do, and we would have to wait a few weeks down the line till we could do that, because our budget doesn't allow us to rip apart every truck and upgrade our body. So it's the only time we could really make upgrades is when we wreck trucks. And luckily the 42 team hasn't wrecked trucks this year. Besides Talladega, that we could start upgrading trucks, and we got some leftover, cash flow that, we can, tear off body panels a little bit, here and there, and try to upgrade it just for the playoffs. So that's been huge, and just being able to kind of put Nice Motorsports back in the question on racing for championship and racing for wins. And it also helps that sell the program. I'm not going to be there forever. I love to be, but cash flow is important, and we need teammates and to make it whole. So I think it's Nice Motorsports' future is definitely looking a lot brighter than it was last year.
Absolutely. So I know that you announced a few months ago that you were going to be back with this team next year. How exciting is that to get that out of the way, so you didn't have to worry about it? Because I think that was announced a few months ago, like around August, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this has been basically in the works since Daytona. Al Nice sat down and said, we're going to get the rookie mistakes out of the way this year, and then you're going to win the championship next year, race for it. And I looked at him and said, why can't we race for it this year? And we all kind of laughed. And at the beginning of the year, I don't think any of us thought it 100%, but halfway through the year it kind of clicked. And working with Phil now, and everybody, everybody's, the momentum's there, and the gears are turning. So it's good to see. It's good progression for sure. And I think next year they're even more excited because they didn't get that second year with Ross. They didn't get that second year. They started over with Ty, and it didn't work out. He struggled, and they're excited more than anything that they could still continue the program and build a second year with the driver that and more than anything, I want to restart. I want to be able to know what I know now at the start of the year. So it's and put together a full year instead of trying to figure it out and trying to catch up halfway through the year.
Right. So you were talking earlier, of course, you talking about Josh Wise, and that means, of course, you're involved in that Chevy Driver's Edge development program. What do you guys do typically? Because it's one thing to focus on a lot of the, like, in terms of racing, but there's also a physical and a mental part of it too. And I always see all you guys, or whenever it's you, it's Jack Wood, it's Sam Mayer, or whoever's involved in that, Noah Gregson, and countless others. What do you guys all do? Do you guys all bike rides, lots of running? Take me through one of those sessions with him.
I mean, there's a lot of things. Like, my week will consist, like, pre-race. Monday, we'll just have a workout session, or Tuesday we'll have go-karts at GoPro with tag carts. And then we'll do like a long bike ride. Like they went bike riding today, but I had some stuff to do, so I had to miss that. But we'll do a lot of running and PRs, and then we just have a lot of right before the race. Like Wednesday or Thursday, we'll go to the warehouse and we'll look over video. All of us, I'll be with all the Cup guys or all the Xfinity guys or a handful of the truck guys, and just look over data, look over telemetry of what the Cup guys are doing compared to the truck guys, and just talk about stuff. And we're all trying to adapt, and every day's different, every truck's different. But his goal is really just to answer the little questions and have a rhyme and reason why you're doing this stuff, instead of just doing it because the Cup guys do it, or doing it just because it makes sense. Why are you doing this is more what he's trying to achieve, and figure out everything circumstantial.
Yeah, of course. So I don't know if people forgot, because the trucks have been away for so long, they're still running for a championship. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, you're outside of the Cup line, I think. I think so, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to win. Vegas with putting 2 lug nuts on the right front, we should have probably finished third. And then Talladega, I got intentionally wrecked. So otherwise we've been looking pretty with 2 top 10 finishes, but said we didn't finish in the top 20 yet this round. So we're looking, I think we're like 30 something points out.
Yeah. And so you can make up a lot of points. You never know with that place. Martinsville's a track. A lot of things can happen. So
that's right.
Yeah, and you never know. All right, Carson Hocevar, thank you so much for coming on, and good luck this coming weekend at Martinsville.
Thanks, Casey.